God meets us in the night.
Before the sun rises, before the wound heals, before there are answers, before there is closure.
God meets us.
Today's scripture lesson contains two stories that are so familiar, many of us could tell it by heart. Say the words Good Samaritan, and every person. Say the words Good Samaritan, and every person. Even if they couldn't tell the whole story. And Mary and Martha, well, I cannot tell you how many books, women's retreats, Bible studies try to exegete the dynamics between those two and encourage women mostly to have a Mary heart in a Martha world.
God meets us in the night.
Before the sun rises, before the wound heals, before there are answers, before there is closure.
God meets us in the light.
Where joy is effervescent, where laughter is contagious, where the flowers bloom from cracks in the sidewalk, and where people gather around the table.
God meets us at the threshold.
At the edge of the water, at the beginning of the wilderness, at the start of something new, on the edge of faith.
God meets us in all those places, then surely God meets us in between.
Staying with us through the wilderness.
We are not alone. God is all around.
Before there are answers, before there is closure.
God meets us in the light.
Where joy is effervescent, where laughter is contagious, where the flowers bloom.
We believe in a God who is everywhere and right here, bigger than the sky and in the small.
At the edge of the water, at the beginning of the wilderness, at the start of something new, on the edge of faith.
God meets us in all those places.
us to heaven. The problem, however, with familiarity is that it doesn't breed contempt. It at least is that if it doesn't breed contempt, it at least can create a ho-hum attitude that cheats us of the depth that each of those stories brings. We already know the right answer before the story begins. Who is the neighbor? The one who shows mercy, of course. Who are we to emulate? The adoring, spiritual Mary. Blah, blah, blah. The other night during a discussion at youth group, one of the youth, I won't call you out, answered every question jokingly with Jesus, because Jesus is always the answer to any question you get asked at church. No, not new mic. Just move the table closer. Talking loud, I don't know. All right, yeah, I thought so too. I'm gonna try turning the resolution back up a little bit, and I probably have to start the feed over because I can't change the settings in the middle of the stream. But let me try to bump it up a bit. Thank you. I'll text you a new feed in a minute.